I just finished 6.25-mile run. Why do some people look so cute when they run? I mean, I've got my...
Move, bitch! Get out of my fucking way! It's Black History Month!
We're gonna talk about black movies. That's just movies that mean a lot to us, or maybe they're made by black people.
Or starring black people.
Yeah, or movies we like because we black.
Exactly. Let's get that. Let's do that. Let's kick this thing off with a movie that came out in 1996 that my mama loved. My mama loved this movie. A whole bunch of people love this
Everybody's
movie.
mom loves this movie.
I know. It is Set It Off.
There has been a rash of robberies in the Los Angeles area.
See, that's what we need to do. Rob a bank. That kid Darnell can rob a bank. We can take a bank.
What if something goes wrong? What if somebody gets hurt? This is the perfect crime. Let's do it.
It's a heist film, which is not particularly unique. The only and main unique area are the characters. And I think that's where Set It Off shines the brightest. Its characters, I think, are just fantastic. 4 women from a low-income area are desperate for money. And they're like, you know what? Maybe we should start robbing banks. And what started off as a joke becomes deadly serious. Again, I think when F. Gary Gray is dealing with characters in general, he's really, really good at that. He's really good at nailing this cast and their relationships to one another. But there's a lot of other stuff in here. You know what I'm saying?
Everything that surrounds the characters is kind of like...
It's shaky. You know what I mean? It's not bad, but it's also not. It doesn't quite hit the highs. Like there's a point in the film when our 4 cast, the 4 members of our cast, are sitting on a roof and they're sharing a blunt, and they're just talking, and it is fantastic, truly electric. You understand.
Bonding.
You understand everyone's personality. They're all laughing and joking with each other. I mean, I could watch a whole movie with those 4 actors sitting on that roof. But when they come down off the roof and they have to like start doing like action set pieces, things get really funny. This movie starts off as weird as possible. Thank God the rest of the movie is not like this. But the beginning opening sequence, we see a bank teller played by Vivica A. Fox. She's doing her job and she sees someone in the line that she knows. And she says the strangest line ever.
Hey, Darnell, I didn't know you had an account here. As a matter of fact, I never even saw you out of the projects.
Shut the fuck up.
I never seen you outside the projects before. I'm like, what the fuck? So clumsy. And he's like, give me the money. Give me the money. Give me the money. And I'm like, what?
Then this homeboy's like, yeah, let's get this. He's like tilting his head, let's get this.
Bizarre. And then Vivica A. Fox, she barely says a word. She's like, don't do this. And then she grabs, and then old dude grabs a white lady, and it's like, don't make me do this. And she literally hasn't moved yet. She's like, and then he's just like, oh. And I'm like, what? And so that's weird.
F. Gary Gray wanted to show the gravitas of the situation, right?
The weird thing about that, though, is it's used as a motivation for the group. And yet, in the moment, it's not, it's more traumatizing. And then, like, the next scene, we see Vivica A. Fox. She's, like, laughing.
Hey, what you guys doing?
Like, she didn't just witness someone get their brains blown out, and the brains are, like, on her shirt. She's, like, cool with it. And so that, again, like, that weird disjointedness is bizarre. Except our main cast. Again, and when they're together, and thank God, the bulk of the movie is this, right? It's our main cast essentially just vibing, laughing. This is so freaking good. It is, I think, touching greatness. They feel very natural, and the characters feel very lived in. I like these people. I like them, and I'm rooting for them.
When you see Queen Latifah get on there, you know Queen Latifah, the only acting that she's done before is Living Single. But when you see her in this, she does a transformation into this thug, butch.
She's fantastic. She is just a ball of chaos, right? She is completely chaotic. you really don't know what she's gonna do. She might give you a hug, or she might pull out a gun on you. You know what I mean? Like, you really have no clue. And the way she bounces off her other cast members, so good. I hope I'm not overstating things here, but I would say this is probably some of the best like relationship work, character work that I've seen in the movie in so long. And you could tell that F. Gary Gray was building on what other black directors did before him with Boys in the Hood and things like that, where it's hard to care about the action if we don't care about the characters.
That's right.
And he nails it so good. It is damn near genius. So you're right. Queen Latifah kills it. And her experience doing Living Single, which is a comedy show, I think really helped her. We talk about all the time how good comedians are at like drama acting. And again, I think she acted circles around a lot of her castmates.
You damn right she did. She had to, because her character was so demanding. But if you look at Jada Pinkett's role in this, she plays a sister, an older sister to a brother that is supposed to be going to college because they lost both of their parents in a car crash. You know, you see them having a graduation party, you know, 70s graduation party at her house and stuff like that. And then, you know, he breaks the news to her that, you know, I'm not going to college because I wasn't accepted, you know. And then that's when she had to do some dirty stuff to get some extra money. When I saw that, I mean, I was a kid because my mom was like, cover your eyes, you know.
Right.
It's like, dang, that's just horrible, because she felt like she needed to do what she needed to do to get extra money to get him in college, and then turn around to where he says, I'm not going to college because, you know,
he didn't get a scholarship.
He didn't get a scholarship.
But then we learned he didn't even get in.
He didn't get in.
I thought it was funny that she tore up the check afterwards, though. I was like, girl, what? You know what you did to get that money? That's still your money. Okay?
That's still your money.
You earned that. All right, you should buy something nice with that. Like,
you feel me? It turns out that their neighbor is, or right down the street, is the guy that killed that lady. Her brother goes over there, you know, because he wants to be cool and stuff. He wants to hang out with him and stuff. And then he's like, yo, I like that haircut and, the, you know, that what you got. He's like, can I get that AP? And he was like, man, hook him up.
Tanika, hook him up.
He threw the clippers to his girl. The cops is already high on the tail of this bank robber.
Right. It was a case of mistaken identity. They couldn't see the robber's face in the beginning of the film, but when they rolled back the CCTV camera, they could see the AP carved in the back of his head. So now when Stoney's little brother gets that same thing carved in the back of his head, the police, which are essentially our caricatures, confused the two.
And it was like, good, when it was really just the champagne bottle and they lit him up.
Right.
And John C. McGinley in this film,
From Scrubs.
he noticed from Scrubs, he just feels horrible about this, you know.
Does he? Again, like, this is where, like, again, like, I feel like almost everything outside of our main four is weird. And I feel like that character was bizarre too. Like in that scene when he shoots him and he's like, gosh damn it. God damn it. You know, I'm like, am I supposed to feel sympathy for him? I don't.
Well, he didn't pull the trigger. Everybody else around them pulled the trigger.
Doesn't matter.
But he
like,
was the lead. Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, am I supposed to feel bad for him? Because and literally the last time we saw him, he was saying some, you know, off the cuff bizarre shit to Vivica A. Fox, talking about what's the procedure. I'm like, what?
Look, sir, I am
Stop.
aware that I
Stop.
did. I'm
Stop
aware that I did.
now.
What's the procedure when you're being robbed?
So like again, like his character, again, bizarre. Good luck trying to understand what he was trying to do. But I think F. Gary Gray was kind of using a shorthand with him because he wasn't a main character; he was a side character, and so he really was more of a caricature of a typical. I don't think he was supposed to be a corrupt cop. I think he was supposed to be a typical cop in L.A. And I thought it was notable that his sidekick was a black woman, someone who could have been part of Stoney's crew, but because of circumstances, she was a cop. I thought that was really, really interesting, and I wish the movie fleshed that out more. I thought that was a really interesting choice.
She was just kind of her, you know, his Kamala Harris. And
but even then, like, I think even just having her there, even though she didn't have the biggest role, these are like choices that I don't think white people would even think about. You know what I'm saying? Which is what makes the movie so fascinating and so
And
interesting. Yeah, and very smart. Where our characters, like, I'll be blunt, nothing about the movie is particularly unique. It's the approach, right? Our characters are not the typical people who you see in this. It's usually a bunch of white guys, right? And so how they approach the situation and how they view the world is different, which gives the movie a very different and very unique texture. And I'll be honest, it's almost kind of shameful at how unique and fresh this take still is today.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything else that's really like this. No one is taking the risk nowadays, something like this.
Can you imagine a mid-budget film starring 4 black women? Like today, I can't even imagine a mid-budget film, period. And then you start with 4 black women starring it. I mean, again, like if this movie feels special when you look at it.
I am sure there's a lot of that on Tubi.
But not in the theater.
Not in the theater.
Right.
The death of Stoney's brother really kind of sends her over the edge.
She reacts just as you would do if your brother gets killed, and she's horrified. But then the next scene, she's cool again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like some of the things that our characters go through in one scene is like completely traumatizing. Yeah, and then in the next scene, it's like it didn't happen.
It doesn't explain any time forward going.
TT, she notably does not participate in the first heist, right?
Yeah, she's like, I can't do this.
Yeah, and runs off, right? And then afterwards, when they're dividing up the money, there's a debate whether or not TT deserves any money at all. And I liked how 2 out of 4 were like, of course she does. And the only reason why is because she's our friend. Like, why would you deny that? You know, and the movie didn't need to explain this.
Nothing.
Right. But the movie didn't need to explain this anymore. It was like, of course, this is our personality. We give to our friends, right? And again, I like that so much because that's a perspective that you don't always see.
I need this.
That these 4 women have survived so much together, so they understand their friends. They understand, and their friendship might have ups and downs. You know, it might be rocky, but at the end of the day, they're more like family than friends. And even though TT didn't participate, she did not get punished for that. Yeah, and I really like that scene.
Still ain't do shit.
Think of how many movies you see where a scene like that is just not there. The other X factor here after the first heist was Cleo, Queen Latifah's character. They all worked for like a janitorial service that cleaned up like this office. But after the first heist, Cleo decides that she doesn't need to go to work no more. She can go ahead and buy that bomb ass car that she saw, and she can enjoy that with her girlfriend. And she's like, I'm gonna enjoy my money. I'm not gonna keep up face and pretend like we're not bank robbers. And this is another big alarm bell where you're like, no, remember the plan was to stick with our same jobs until we have enough money to go. And she was like, fuck all that. I'm about to have sex. You know? And again, I think Queen Latifah's character is so great because a lot of the tension in the film comes from her presence, where you're just like, I don't know what she's going to do next. And whatever she's going to do, it's going to piss me off. so I like that a lot.
And you know, when you see a character like that and you see how, you know, loose cannon that she can be, you can have a guess in your mind that she's going to be the downfall.
Stoney's like, hey, you need to come make face and just come to work, okay? Because we're all going to get caught otherwise. And Queen Latifah, bizarrely, pulls a gun, right? She's like, nah, I'm not doing that, you know? Like, and the bizarreness fits her character, so it's totally cool here. There's a big rift between the group, right? Because she just pulled a gun on what is like, we understand to be her, like her best friend, you know? And I like that the movie essentially stops cold later on, so these 2 characters can make up. Again, think of how many movies, and it's gonna be the overwhelming majority, where that scene is not there. And it's important because these are all like little bricks, right? Building up towards that last sequence. So now when things get really, really bad, you're afraid for everyone. Including Cleo. Because Cleo's a character you could easily be annoyed by or hate, or maybe hope that she gets killed. But by the end, she becomes one of the more sympathetic characters.
So Blair Underwood is, trying to get up on Stoney. He really likes her and stuff like that. I kind of feel like he came on really fast, to be honest.
And weird.
And weird, right?
But when I saw you, I said to myself, I said, Self, a woman that fine, as fine as you are, and you are that fine, needs to have her own personal banker.
He's like, I got to say, you as fine as you are, and you are fine. It was weird. I could see you from all the way upstairs, as fine as you, and you are fine. It was weird.
Yo, that sounds that sounds like pimp culture right there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say, baby, the way you walk, I'm telling you, I could just sense you stallion, baby. They up there knocking boots, and the most weirdest things happens. Guys out there, let me talk to you fellas. Have you ever been with a lady and you had this awesome gold chain that you have around your neck, and you felt like, you know what, the most sexiest thing right now is to rub this chain down the crack of her ass to In Vogue?
She would,
Don't you wanna be?
He was looking at it. He was like, gonna rub my chain through that ass crack. Like, what? It's bizarre. So weird.
Wow, wow, wow.
So weird, man. I'll be honest, Blair Underwood's character is hilarious. If you just take his scenes out of context, they are hilarious.
I am quite content just listening to you. Sitting here, staring into those beautiful, pretty brown eyes. Are you cross-eyed?
Do you like it?
Yeah, you look great.
Well, I worked really hard to keep a roof over me and my brother's head, to keep clothes on our back. And I planned on sending him to college.
That's great. Then he should go to college. He'll go on and accomplish tremendous things and be great and wonderful, like his sister.
He's dead.
He's like, do you smell that? That's right. That's the smell of Mexico. That's right. I'm cooking up some Mexican food. Like, it's just Mexican food, dog. Like, chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's Mexican food.
You trying to eat tacos? Like, it's cool, dog. Like, yeah.
Like, bro, we know you got money, but man, Taco Bell right down the street. What you talking about?
And you're in LA, okay? They've got some of the best Mexican food on earth outside of freaking Mexico. So I'm sure Stoney's heard of Mexican food. So anyway,
Hey,
the
and I know
movie has these
people,
bizarre
I was
moments.
just kidding about the Taco Bell thing, okay? I know it's not authentic Mexican food, okay? Don't get on my ass in the comments or put the damn, chain by me.
Somebody be like, did he talk about Taco Bell? Not Taco Bell.
But by this time, TT's confidence is up now. The bank heist that they had, the second bank thing that they had all that money, so she has her confidence up. Everyone has their confidence up. Sonny wisely calls the bank to try to get him out of there. Says, go to this diner, and he already
said
sees.
to go to this soul food restaurant. And they cut to a diner, and I'm like,
yeah, true, yeah.
like whoops.
And it's so crazy how he pieced everything together.
Right.
When they were showing the video, he was like, "That's the woman I put that chain down the booty crack."
Man, I done put my chain down her ass crack for nothing.
She up here robbing banks.
After we ate Mexican food too, man. Golly.
So the cops corner them in there, and then the cop is like, "No more running, no more death.
Right.
Just put your hands down, put the gun down."
Right.
And then the freaking hero security guard comes in there and shoots TT. And then right there after that, everything kind of falls downhill. right then and there. Where, you know, these stories, as we always say in heist films, you know something is going to go wrong, whether it's like comical that something's going to go wrong or somebody's going to die.
Right. It's just kind of built into how a heist film is supposed to work, right? They explain to you what's going to happen, and we all know this is not what's going to happen.
When that whole scene is happening where they're trying to exit out, they're trying to get TT to a hospital, TT didn't make it. TT didn't make it. She passes away from the gunshot wound. They have this showdown inside this tunnel between two helicopters, and then that's where you see Cleo's like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself for everyone.
Right.
They have the money. They have the money, but they ain't gonna be able to get out because they're being chased by the cops. The freaking helicopters coming around. So she's like, get out. And when I tell you, run back the other way.
But most importantly, she does not say, I'm going to sacrifice myself. Again,
no, she doesn't.
Think about every movie you've seen where they literally say the words, you're going to sacrifice yourself.
No. Ron, no! What is it? He's going to sacrifice himself. No, you can't! There must be another way.
I'm going to sacrifice. She doesn't say this. She's just like, oh, get out. I'll take care of it. I'll catch up. And the subtext is, she'll never catch up.
She'll never catch up.
I love it.
One.
They run, they go their separate ways. Cleo goes and she gets surrounded by the cops. The song starts playing day after day. Day after day. And so she drives forward, try to burst through the barricade. She gets lit up on the outside of that car. She gets out the car with an Uzi in her hand. And then she just and then she does this right here.
And then her eyes cross. She's like,
yeah.
It's really funny. It's really funny.
It's a funny death, but hey, it's a cautionary tale, man. The thing about it is broadcast on television, and her girl at the house see her die right in front of her.
And so did Dr. Dre. And Dr. Dre is just like, damn.
Ain't no way they're getting out of this.
Hey, that's your girl in them, huh? Damn.
Try to follow the girls? Best we can from our skies and helicopters.
Hell yeah. Damn.
And the Oscar goes to
John C.
So you see Sonny and Frankie, they split up, and Sonny gets on this. She smoothly gets to be able to luckily find like this caravan band to bus to Mexico. So she puts on the hat, she gets on there, she hides out, she snuggles down, but Frankie, she gets caught. John C, he's like, wait, you wait, tell everybody to wait because they just want to kill her, you know.
Right.
And then she repeats those same lines to him with a gun to his head. What's the procedure, man?
So, what's the procedure when you got a gun in your head, huh?
What's the fucking procedure when you got a gun in your head?
She's like, nah, I'm gonna get mine. And then she ran, shot her in the back. Wow, dead. Right in front of I thought that was really great contrast there where you see the bus going by and she's on the bus. She's on the bus and she's like freaking Sonny saying, no, don't do this. Don't do it. And then she gets shot up.
Right. But it is a little silly. Like, they are literally wearing all sombreros and the bus like slows down. That's right. And the bus slows down and they're like, to the right, you'll see an American Negro being shot to death. Anyway, let's go to Mexico, everybody. Woo! It's bizarre, right? Like the movie,
very bizarre.
To the movie's credit, all the bizarre moments add up to actually being like fun. You know what I mean? Like I could see why everyone's mom loves this movie because it's the kind of movie you want to just laugh out loud at, and then you also want to laugh out loud with. And then you also kind of want to like cry at the end and you're kind of cheering, right? The movie is really good at like moving your emotions all around. But when you take these little pieces, some of the pieces are like that bank heist, Stony with the sombrero on, watching her friend get murdered. Like, these pieces are weird and off-putting.
Not only does she see, her friend die, John sees it happen, but he just lets her go.
Do anything. Why? It seems completely contradictory to everything he's done.
Exactly. Because it's kind of like, she's seen enough death.
Yeah, exactly. I've done enough here.
I've wronged you a lot.
I literally had your brother killed, so you're good. But I like how Mexico became a shorthand for freedom. And then at the end of the film, that's exactly where Stony is. She's in Mexico.
You kind of feel really bad for her because she got all this money, but she lost all her friends. She lost her brother. Right. And then the song is playing, I find a way. Right. And then she's like crying and laughing and remembering the good times that they had.
And it's also interesting how it looked like, I couldn't tell, but it looked like some of the money might have had a little blood on it too.
Oh.
So like, man. I like that a lot. Humor requires like humanity, right? Which is why Friday was so good, right? And that's also the humanity in this film is where the movie shines. And I think it probably is the only spot that's really shining, but it shines so bright. It does so much work that it really carries what should have been maybe a bad movie or a lower tier film into something much greater than it otherwise would be.
For sure. And then this film got so popular that it was a Broadway play.
Yeah, I can see it. And again, I can see it because the action is not that great, but it's also not the focal point, right? The focal point are the humans.
Them.
So I could totally see this working on stage, right?
I know, my brother, you like this, I like this, but more importantly, did you like Set It Off? Please get in the comments and let us know what you thought of it.
What does this look like?
Is it ours?
Yes.
Cleo, sit.
Thank you so much for clicking on this video. You guys have been seeing us around more than usual because of our shorts. And thank you so much for clicking those and giving that a gander. And if you are new to seeing our faces, please hit that subscribe button right there at the bottom. Hey, set it off. Set that subscribe button off. And if you did like this video, please hit that thumbs up. It really does help out the channel. Or you can hit that thumbs down, whichever you choose. It is your opinion. Just remember one thing. It's mostly wrong. I'll find a way. Oh, man. See you in another video.